Sure that oh, there we go. Is it working? All right. Well, thank you, everybody. How is everybody doing today? Welcome to Geezy Truth News. Now then, it is September 15th, 2017. Thank you, everybody, for joining in, and it's been a long time, and we got a lot to talk about. Now, we may have some problems on the show today. It's been a while. I excuse my, sorry about that. We apologize to the audience for being away for a while. It's been a lot of things going on, as you guys can imagine, and I'm sure it's been going on with y'all. Looks like my audio engineers are telling me there may be some technical difficulties today on the show. And like I said, we've been trying to work things out and see how things are going. So, yeah, how is everybody doing? The phone lines should be open. The phone lines should be on. I'm trying to make sure that everything is good. Everything's looking good. Trying to figure it out here. It's interesting what's going on. Let's see. Here we go. Looks like it's working, huh? We're just, looks like the audio engineers are just taking a look-see real quick here. Oh, here we go. So for some reason the YouTube keeps putting it on private. Every time we put it on public, it keeps putting it on public or private. So we got to switch it to public every time. I don't know what the deal is. We got to, if you guys have any recommendations on what to switch over. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, we have a lot to talk about, but first and foremost, we got to get off this, we got to get out of all this. Like, if anybody has any recommendations on anything, compared to YouTube, we have to get on a different thing. We got to get away and email, videos. You guys got to suggest us all that, because we got to get away from Gmail. You got to get away from YouTube. You got to get away from all these companies, because they are not on your side. They don't give one toot about your guys' feelings. So I'd say, let's start cracking down. I'm trying to... There's different sites that I've checked out, like Scene Life, Gab, is that VK or UK? Yandex, DuckDuckGo. There's like stuff that's you gotta get away from the mainstream stuff, because they're not on your side. They're using all their spyware and all their security measures. They don't care. And as much as we have to support the government, we want everything to get together. Want everybody, we're all on the same page here. I'd like to hope. And we need to switch to stuff that's that doesn't spy on you, that is not trying to attack you or sell your personal information, all kinds of stuff. I mean, it gets deeper behind that. It gets deep. Like there's a certain word, I forgot what it was called, but it's pretty much an algorithm. I'm sure you guys have seen like TED Talks about it, or somebody has cued you in. It's pretty much the search engines. You type on Google, for example, with like a political race, you type something in and it'll show one person an entire set of info, and then the next person a whole different set of info, two totally different things. And so, so for example, like a Democrat would type stuff in and he would only see Democratic stuff, and the same thing for the Republicans and all that other stuff. But the bottom line is, like I'm saying, is that we need to get away from all this stuff, Get away from YouTube, get away from Gmail. These guys are all just, they're not good business. They haven't done us well. Besides, yeah, they do the service, but then they just, they can look at all your stuff. Everybody can just do whatever you want. And so anyway, that's pretty much what I wanted to start off with. I know we have a whole lot of stuff to go through, but the main thing is if we want to win, which we are, the good guys are winning. People are waking up every single day, and I'm really happy about it. You know, people are seeing, you know, we'll go through all the numerous events that are going on, and there's a lot of speculations and theories about all of them, and so, you know, so here we are. So, anyway, we, you know, like I said earlier, it's been a while since I've been on, so lots of stuff is going on. You know, we heard about the H-bomb, and then that Kim Jong-un tested, and then just more recently another one, another bomb that he tested just recently, like yesterday or something like that. And so there's obviously some kind of, there's obviously a little struggle going on between what's happening between the whole world in the inside and outside perspective. So, pretty much from the very get-go, I mean, the most important thing, I mean, you have to list all the stuff, you know, as the top of the list. And for me, the top of the list is the pedogate, the pedophile, the pedophilia, and all this stuff. And what's happening is that they are getting busted everywhere. I don't know where you guys are looking for, what you're looking at, but the mainstream media is obviously not going to look into all that, or not. They're not going to report anything. But you know, they're getting busted. They're getting busted here in Seattle. Ed Murray just got resigned. He just resigned from the 5th person accusing him of child rape, or whatever the case. 5th. And so after, you know, the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, it was, I guess it was no big deal to public circles. I mean, I don't know what was going on there. But after the 5th guy, it took 5 people to tell him, hey, like, you know, this is what you did. And I mean, it's crazy. You see this from all over the elite, from mayors to governors to congressmen, all the way to bankers to politicians to all the way up to the president. You know, they may have, who knows what's going on. You know, there's all these internal battles. Like many other reporters were saying, truth reporters, people that are actually reporting on real subjects. Again, with the CNN and all the fake news, you know, they keep getting caught with making fake stuff and fake interviews and all this. And, you know, there's nothing even to talk about there. And so anyway, that's, he finally resigned, and so I don't know what's going on next, but the pedophile rings, people are getting busted all over the world. You know, they keep getting busted in Belgium, Australia, you know, right here in Seattle, and right, you know, all over. The LA, I mentioned earlier that on the last couple shows that they did a huge bust in LA. And that was Donny Boy's first executive order. So, I mean, hopefully it's doing stuff. He's been, I believe he's trying to do his best, but everybody is, you know, everybody's doing their thing. You know, what's going on with Donny Boy? You know, I'm pretty sure he's doing the best he can. What he needs to do is do one huge blowout. You know, if he's not satisfied with the results he's getting, which I'm sure that is the case, because as we're all trying to notice and see what's going on, is that, you know, he's trying to do all this economical laws and trying to pass certain laws, but he's not, you know, what he needs to do is just do this whole blowout of reporting, you know. And again, with the Twitter and stuff, you can't trust it, but it's like he needs to go announce the speech, like announce it somewhere, announce it everywhere in certain different portals. He needs to announce it all at the same time while doing a speech, all at the same time as one big boom, to be like, hey, look here, this is the problem, this, that. Now, there's a lot of speculation on why, like, what could be, what could not be. Of course, you know, like, there's obviously plenty of discussion. But, again, like, the first couple things he needs to do is, why has he not done Executive Order 11110 yet? You know, that's, it's taken some time. and the term limits on the Congress. That obviously needs to be addressed. 270 of the 300 congressmen, if they were to be put a term limit right now, they would all be gone. So that should tell you something about what's going on over in our government and how many people are just using it. And it's like, look what's happening. So we got a whole lot to talk about. I believe the phone lines are up, so go ahead and call in. And man, so we got all this. We got all the hurricanes and the earthquakes. We got all the bombs and the biblical bops. And then we got, all this internal problems. And, what can I say? You got to do something. So we're all doing the best we can. Everybody's got to know the truth. Everybody's got to wake up, doing the best that we can do. And that's the main thing. You got to report on the pedogate stuff. That's to me the most important thing. The first thing is the pedogate stuff, because I'm blown away. I got to keep reiterating that, and I'm blown away by the fact that 500,000 kids go missing every year just in the U.S. Nobody talks about it. It's a big thing. People talk about it, but not really. It's like, let's go. We got to make this the first freaking issue. Why is that? I just heard Donnie Boy's Friday address, the weekly address. It's great and all, but at the same time, it isn't, because it's like it's time to take things seriously. You got to address these problems, all this pedogate stuff. There's too much evidence to just clear it all up away. There's the freaking oh man, I just had an article just recently. This one of these head politicians just announced how she is an admitted Satanist. And so let me see if I could pull up the article and see if I can even it's just crazy. So, and people acting like it's no big deal. It's like this is all very interconnected. It really is. And it's time to step it up a notch. It's been a while since I've done this show. Everybody's got their own problems. It's hard, it's times tough, whatever you want to say. But you got to do the best you can. We're all proud Americans here. We're all countrymen, and we have to, we have to do what's right for this country. What our founding fathers founded this country for. So, meanwhile, I'll be trying to. I'll get this link up and I'll post it. It's something else. And so, yeah, and then, so, let's see what people are saying. Anthony Weiner can keep congressional perks, gym, parking, pension. That's just fantastic. I don't know what's going on with the Anthony Weiner case or what, if he got convicted or what. But, if he did, then he wouldn't be getting all those frickin' perks back. So that's pretty outrageous. And then poor old Hillary Clinton writes this book, What Happened? And it's everybody's laughing at it from what I understand. There's pretty much complaining about everything, just pointing the blame on everything under the sun besides her, of course. And so, it's pretty funny. I can also mention a few quotes there. But bottom line is, it's like, it's all just little stuff, It's like, we shouldn't be delving too much attention to all this. I'm doing my best here. The biggest important thing here is the pedogate stuff, and then after we got to resolve that, and then the second at the top of the list is obviously, off the top of my head, is the fractional reserve lending, is the fake private central banking system that we have. That is what is making people in such dire times right now. It's why people are, people do the best they can, but at the same time, you have all this. So that's what that is. And it's crazy. The debt problem, the vaccine problem, that everybody is just, it's just a whole shitstorm of stuff, and you got to know all of it. You got to pay attention to all of it. You got to know what's going on. So, and there's obviously so much more to mention. But I'm just trying to hit the key points here, in finance, economy, turmoil, the problems, everything. It's a very interesting world we live in, ladies and gentlemen. The solar flares are getting out of control. Mother Nature's getting out of control. So here we go. Let's see if I can post it underneath here. I've posted underneath the live thing, so there it is. If you guys can check that out. You can just click on that. Gatekeeper of DC society, Sally Quinn comes out as a cultist, used hex to kill people. And just, just all kinds of stuff, It's nothing new, We've been looking into all this stuff. Anybody who's been in the know or who's been looking into all this stuff is not surprised at all. I'm not surprised by all this tinkety-tonk and just seeing all this bull sneezy unravel. So... So looks like Anthony Weiner pled guilty, but it looks like he's doing just fine, or whatever his deal is. Wow. So there you go. Doesn't look like he got too much. They always get away scot-free. We know that, but it'd be interesting to see like a something. Are they like, what's the worst? I mean, the guy got all his rights back, apparently, somehow. So what's the siznop, So, Jesus. I mean, just reading on Wikipedia, it's like they're all liars, but like even they can't, be too obvious about it. I mean, here we go. Federal prosecutors were bringing child pornography charges against Weiner over the incident. I mean, this is just ridiculous. And all these guys have all this stuff. I mean, what happened to the NYPD finding all this information under his insurance file in his laptop and finding all this disgusting stuff? I mean, what happened to all that? That was dismissed from evidence in court or something? I mean, what's... It's just crazy. So... Looks like he will have to require to register as a sex offender, but I mean, geez. That doesn't sound like that bad of a thing. Like, that's it. I mean, how old is the guy? He's like rich and retired by now, isn't he? The guy's freaking 53. He's done his time, his work. He's done his fair share of bull sneezy. So, like, whatever, He had to register as a sex offender, yet he gets to keep his congressional perks, gym, parking, pension. He gets to keep all that, but he has to register as a sex offender. And can you believe what's going on in this freaking wacky world of ours? That our government is getting the majority of these people are freaking getting busted and caught with this disgusting shit, and that this is what's going on. They get a slap on the wrist at the worst, I mean, he literally gets all his stuff back. I mean, what's up with that sneezy? So, and if anybody wants to call in or mention anything, I'll add the email to, there's the live. You can send the info there. We can post it up or put it up, whatever. And, there's something else. It really is. Jeez Louise. So the debt, you guys know about the debt, the economy, you guys know about the economy. I mean, everything is hilarious because if you look at the stock market, I bet you they're saying, I bet you they're saying everything's just dandy. Everything's just great and people are winning and woohoo. So, looks like the Dow dropped 69 points. And it is... Oh, chart not available. What is up with that? This is thestreet.com. Okay, well, I guess there's nothing there. Okay, here we go. So 22,000. Wow, 22,268. Okay, oh, so it actually went up 64 points. I don't know, that was a weird website. But I'm on CNN Money, you know, of course. And everything's just doing great. Everybody's doing fantastic. Don't you worry about nothing. But in reality, if you actually look at the purchasing power and then inflation rate, and if you look at the actual nitty gritty, the shrimp and grits. If you look at the shrimp and grits, you'll find that the overall value of the market does not meet the actual value of the companies that represent the value of the market. And everybody knows this. I'm sure people have talked about this. We've talked about this. But you gotta look, you know. It's interesting. And so metals are interesting. The cryptocurrency is interesting. I gotta tell you, the cryptos are probably the way to go. I'm definitely no financial expert by any means, but if you understand what the cryptocurrency is all about, then you'll see why it's going up. I mean, Bitcoin is at 3,600 right now. You know, there's a reason why it's at 3,600. It was just at 4.5 last week. It's going to keep going up. It's going to, it just took a little dip. It's going to keep going up from last month. It was like 2, you know, it literally keeps going up. You look at the graph. And, you know, you could call it whatever you want, but the real reason why it was created, which everybody knows and we've talked about, is obviously, and it was created right after the 2008 crash, actually, by the way, because people got sick of it. You know, what is this joke? You know, it's just going to keep on going up and down, and it's going to crash, it's going to be stagnant, it's fake values. Everything is fake about the whole market. You know, there's a little bit of value with an inflated cost. And if you just look at all that, then you know it's amazing. They have to keep going it up, and they're gonna have to blame Trump when it crashes. They're gonna have to blame. I'm pretty sure that's the plan all along. I mean, the plan was to get Hillary in. And so that foiled their plans, thank God. So we got like a little redemption. We got Sneezy that we can do to help out on all this. But on a real note, that's what's going on. It's pretty amazing. And so, you know, what can I tell you, ladies and gentlemen? You gotta be prepared. You gotta be patriot, and you gotta be a truth seeker, and you gotta do your part in this country. We are, you know, our Constitution, our agreement, our contract with this country is that we have to protect it from, you know, enemies, foreign and domestic. So that's if that hinders the freedom, hinders the Constitution, I mean, it is what it is. You know, that is what that is. You can say all kinds of things, that it's an old piece of paper, it's all this, it's all that. Well, it's like, okay, well, this is what that is. So I would just recommend that, you know, because you don't know how powerful these enemies are. I mean, a lot of these conspiracy theorists, or these, whatever you want to call them, the independent researchers, you know, alternative, you know, media and all this other stuff. This is all very good, because it's against the George Orwellian 1984 TV tubes or whatever they called them, talkie TVs or whatever they called them. You know, it's happening, and it's coming at an extreme rate. I mean, you look at the pharmaceutical industry. They're making, I'm pretty sure in California it's mandatory now for adults and children to get vaccinated. I'm not sure if that got passed or not, but I mean, they're trying, like, it's a death by 1,000 cuts, and you could see it all unravel like that. So yeah, you know, it's real talk. Well, anyway, so I mean, I tried to get some people on board to call, maybe some correspondence or some interviews, but looks like no one is hitting up the teasy. So what can I say? You know, I just wanted to pop in. It's been a while, you know. I'm trying to, you know, we're all trying to get there. You know, everybody's financially struggling, or those of us that are, we're all trying to do our best here. But, so yeah, you know, you got to keep in touch. You got to check out all these amazing people that are fighting for the truth. You know, there's Jim Fetzer, and there's James Tracy, and I believe I mentioned their links on at the bottom. These are a few of the people that I've found along the way, and I'm just blown away by. I mean, these guys are like tenured professors and PhD, you know, graduates, you know, all kinds of stuff. I mean, these guys are not joking around. They see everybody who has any common sense looks into the facts, puts the emotion in their back pocket, looks into the facts, and you have to question. You have to. And remember what they always said. Is that you always got to question authority. People in Germany are saying that it's like we're like here right before, you know, Nazi Germany, before, like, you know, it's a, is it a silly comparison, or is it pretty, you see this information. I mean, you look at, you know, I don't watch TV at all, but sometimes I'll pop in and like look at the Fox News or CNN, whatever they have to say. And it's just amazing, you know. That's just one little tiny aspect, and that's how people are getting blown away by all this, you know. It's like, oh, just pay attention to the sports and the drama and the bull sneezy while we go and take your college funds and take your finance and take all your stuff. So it's tough, you know. The reason with the like I was saying earlier with the cryptocurrency, it's to get away from the banks, is to be your own bank, because the banks, if you, again, one of my second biggest, most important thing, and many people would agree, is the freaking financial system that we have right now, and it just doesn't work. And it's not that it doesn't work, you know. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and we were saying that, like, okay, like, maybe it wasn't like the medical industrial complex or the military industrial complex. Maybe it wasn't meant to be like that. Maybe it wasn't supposed to be created like that. Like, nobody thought it was going to be like that. Maybe. But it ended up like that anyway. You know, so things happen, and you have to fix them. You have to understand, you have to situate yourself, you have to understand what side you're on, you have to understand what's going on. And so that's the whole bippity bop of the hour. You know, again, with the medicine, with the finance, with the poor children going missing every year, with all this crazy stuff going on. And then you have this, doctors who discovered cancer enzymes and vaccines all found murdered. I'll post this one up too. I mean, you don't have to look. You don't even have, you can. I mean, it's so easy to find all this stuff that it's ridiculous. So there you go. And in the end, you can't trust anybody. You can't listen to anybody. Whatever. Make your own mind. Do your own research. Figure this own out. I mean, I've learned about this ever since I was 12 years old, and I did my research since then. And all I've seen was, you know, strepulations, some kind of things that don't add up right, all kinds of stuff. And so, and the fact of the matter is, when you see the debt system and what's going on and how the purchasing power of the dollar, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, thank you everybody for watching. I wanted to put in my show. Stay tuned for next week. And thank you very much. Geezy Truth News is out. Have a great week. And be vigilant, ladies and gentlemen. Be vigilant. Laters.